Here now, NewsNation contributor and veteran political and media strategist Kurt Bardella. The standoff continues, Kurt, and good morning to you. Thanks as always for joining us. I spoke with Mick Mulvaney this morning about the shutdown, and he said Democrats are ultimately going to give up. How do you see this playing out?
Well, if history would tell us anything, it's that, yeah, Democrats will ultimately end up giving in because they don't really have a lot of bargaining chips here to play with. They don't have the cards, as the president might be fond of saying. And, it's not really clear what the end game is for Democrats. That's why I think that it was a gambit to begin with, other than trying to appease some of the base and show that you're willing to fight the administration, I guess, and throw down. There really is no end game. And I think anytime strategically you go into something without a clear line of what is success, what is realistically obtainable, and what are you willing to take and accept versus how long are you willing to hold out for? I don't think anyone really believes Democrats are going to have the will to hold on to this for an extensive period of time. It's kind of a tantrum. They've made their point. They're showing the base they're willing to shut down the government. And now what? Really, what they've succeeded in doing, and Mick made this point the other day, and I think he's 100% right. They have succeeded in actually giving President Trump even more power and executive authority to exercise to completely demolish the federal workforce if he chooses to with Russ vote. And Democrats only have themselves to blame if that happens.
Yeah, so the unintended consequences is we could see permanent job loss. I mean, people laid off, federal government employees. How will Democrats answer for that?
They'll say, well, this was the president's decision. He exercised the authority. He did it. He'll have to live with those consequences. But again, I just think that up to this point, we have yet to see the Democrats successfully win a messaging war against Donald Trump and the Republicans. Nothing I have seen to this point makes me think that that's going to magically change overnight just because they've shut down the government and are having live streamed at 1 a.m. with members of Congress. I don't think American people give a crap, frankly. And ultimately, the Republicans have always believed that if we have a smaller federal workforce, the government will work more efficiently, better for taxpayers, and more importantly, the average American will not feel the difference of losing some federal employees here and there. It ultimately comes down to how will this affect everybody in their day-to-day lives and their pocketbook and their cost of living situation and their families. Shutting down the government doesn't really affect people on a granular level. I can tell you today, still took my kids to school, still going to pick them up, still going to do soccer practice and tutoring. Nothing's going to change in my day-to-day life yet. And as long as that's the case, this shutdown really won't hurt Donald Trump.
Yeah. Kurt, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Marnie.